Another World Cup campaign has ended in disappointment, and now another manager is gone. Just days after Czechia crashed out of the tournament with only 1 point, Miroslav Koubek has left his role by mutual consent, but this was not a quiet goodbye. This was not just a simple resignation after a bad run of results. In his departure statement, Koubek accepted responsibility for the failure on the pitch, but he also pointed to something darker around the team. A media campaign he claimed was built on half-truths and fabrications. So, how did a manager who only took charge in December, guided Czechia to the World Cup through 2 tense penalty shootout victories, and arrived in North America with clear plans for the future, end up walking away so quickly? Let's break down the exit, the disastrous group stage, the injury blow, and the statement that has turned Czechia's World Cup failure into a much bigger story. Czechia's World Cup campaign never truly got going. Drawn in Group A alongside South Korea, South Africa, and Mexico, the European side had a chance to make a statement. Instead, they left the tournament early after collecting just 1 point from their 3 matches. For a team that had battled through qualification, that was a painful collapse. And the frustration did not end with the results. During the match against Mexico, midfielder Tomas Soucek suffered damage to his knee and ankle. He left North America on crutches, a brutal image that summed up Czechia's tournament. Disappointment, damage, and a journey cut short. Koubek had only been in the job since December. In that short spell, he had managed to guide Czechia to qualification through 2 dramatic penalty shootout wins against Denmark and the Republic of Ireland in the playoffs. Those victories gave fans belief. They gave the team momentum, and they gave Koubek a platform to build something bigger. But the World Cup exposed just how fragile that momentum had become. After the campaign ended, Czechia announced that Koubek had departed by mutual consent. The manager then released a statement confirming that he had offered his position to FACR president David Trund after reflecting on the team's failure. He said that, as head coach, he bore joint responsibility for what happened at the World Cup. But then came the line that changed the tone of the entire story. Koubek claimed that a media campaign, built on half-truths and fabrications, had also contributed to his decision. In his words, the atmosphere around the team meant his work with the Czech national side would no longer make sense. That is what makes this resignation feel bigger than just 3 poor results. Because Koubek did not only leave because Czechia were eliminated, he left suggesting the environment around the job had become impossible. And for a national team already hurting from an early exit, that accusation adds another layer of pressure. This is where the story turns from disappointment into fallout. Koubek did not slam the players. He did not walk away blaming the dressing room. In fact, he thanked them. He thanked Chairman David Trund, the FACR Executive Committee, Pavel Nedved, the implementation team, the association's employees, and above all, the players. He said it had been a great honor to lead the Czech national team. He also thanked the fans, saying their support throughout qualification and at the World Cup itself had been extraordinary. But there was regret in his statement too. Koubek said he was sorry that, after gaining knowledge from the World Cup, he would not be able to fulfill the clear visions he had for his future work with the national team. That detail is important, because it shows he believed there was still a plan. He believed there was still something to build. But after the results, the pressure, and the atmosphere surrounding the team, that plan is now finished before it could properly begin. And Czechia are not the only nation dealing with coaching drama after the group stage. South Korea boss Hong Myung-bo also resigned after his side's knockout hopes ended. His team had actually beaten Czechia 2-1 at the start of the tournament, but defeats to Mexico and South Africa ended their campaign. Earlier in the competition, Tunisia manager Henrik Kasperczak was sacked after just 1 World Cup fixture, following a heavy 5-1 defeat to Sweden. So Koubek's exit is part of a growing pattern. At this World Cup, failure has had immediate consequences. 1 bad group stage, 1 damaging defeat, 1 tournament that slips away and suddenly managers are out of work. For Czechia, the question now is not just who replaces Koubek. It is how they recover from a campaign that ended with 1 point, an injured key midfielder, and a manager leaving while accusing parts of the media of spreading damaging claims. That is a heavy reset for any national team. Miroslav Koubek's time as Czechia manager lasted only a matter of months. He arrived in December, delivered qualification through 2 high-pressure penalty shootouts, led the country to the World Cup, and now, after a painful early exit, he is gone. Czechia leave the tournament with disappointment on the pitch, uncertainty off it, and a major decision to make about the future. Koubek's final message was respectful, but it was not silent. He accepted responsibility. He thanked the players and fans. But he also made it clear that the atmosphere surrounding the team had become a major factor in his departure. Now, the Czech national team must move forward without him. And after a World Cup campaign that promised so much, but delivered so little, the next appointment will not just be about tactics. It will be about rebuilding belief. Because Czechia's tournament is over, their manager is gone. And the fallout from this World Cup failure may only just be beginning.